Marquita. I am sorry. Of course, I'm sitting in my room. The girls went to Walmart with Gary. And I'm coming on here. I guess throwing my hat into the ring about Rickey Smiley and Miss Juicy and Beyonce, Gary with the T, the Brat, all of them basically getting suspended from the show. My opinion is my opinion. And like I always say, my truth is my truth and your truth is your truth. And my observation, sorry, I know how to say it. I'm having problems with my words. I lose more and more words every day. But anyway, that's not y'all's fault. But anyhow, my opinion on it is that I'm playing devil's advocate. I always tell everybody I look at both sides of the argument. Okay, from Rickey Smiley and them side, not Gary T, because Gary T said he wasn't laughing, or Gary with the T, he said he wasn't laughing. I think they're funny. They bust chops. I think they probably were like, okay, well, as long as we don't say the man's name, as long as, like, we don't show his face, it should be okay. It's funny. Dude was in there pooping. We at work. And, like, we just can get a quick, kiki in before we get on the air. So, looking at it from that, I see nothing wrong. Now, looking at it from this man that it happened to, nobody wants to be the butt of the joke. And maybe he didn't grow up having to be tough skin, or maybe he did have to grow up being picked on, and he probably thought, well, I didn't come to work here as an intern to get picked on. I'm an adult. I don't know, whatever. Now, I want to say from the point of me personally, I grew up being bullied as long as I can remember, and I'm going to go all the way back to kindergarten. If I wasn't bullied for being too skinny, which, like I always say, I was skinny all the way up into 5th grade, up till I was 10 years old. I was really skinny. So I wasn't, not really for being too skinny. The problem was, and I don't know if it still is, I think because I'm bigger, my head don't look that big, but my head, like I've always said, baby pictures that I've seen of myself, I had a big head. And like a big old head on a skinny little body looks funny. But that's me. Like, I could bust jokes at myself. From, having too big of a head for my body because I was really, really skinny, to the fact that my mama still is, and before I was born, has always been a stone cold alcoholic. She still is to this day. called me just last night, drunk. Um, and and if you know my mama, or if you know anything about her, she never meets a stranger. I tell people that. She never meets a stranger. What I mean by that is if she meets you, the first thing she's going to say, hey, didn't we go to school together? Can I have some money? That's the first thing she's going to say to you. She actually did that to a guy, like I was 15. No, I was 16. I was 16. To this dude that was like 14. I'm like, you didn't go to school with him. I'm going to school with him right now. Like, no, actually, he was 15. Yeah, because he was in 9th grade and I was in 10th grade at the time. About to go into 11th grade. Or, yeah, because this was the summer. So, like, when school started back, I was going to be in 11th grade. So, and he was going to be in the 10th grade. So, I literally was going to school with him. And I'm like, no, you don't know him. Yeah, I went to school with him. I'm like, I go to school with him. Oh, I must have went to school with his daddy. No, they're from California. So, it embarrassed me. Like, that's the only thing that embarrassed me, is I could never bring my friends around her, because she, like, no matter who you was, she was going to ask for money from you. So that was, so in the elementary school, because I lived in the projects where, everybody knew everybody, and everybody knew who my mama was. Everybody knew basically our business. And either you're going to be talked about and fight and have to fight for or you're going to be talked about, and either you're going to take it, you're going to cry, or you're going to fight. And because I have an older sister, my thing was, I had to take it, because, like, I wasn't going to do anything about it, because it wasn't, what they were saying wasn't false. Everything that I was being bullied over, yes, it wasn't right, but it wasn't a lie. And, like, one of my good friends, she was afraid to tell me that my mama asked her for some money, because she didn't want to hurt me. And then she ended up telling me. But, like, before that, I told her, make sure you tell her you don't got no money and you can't take her anywhere, because she'll want you to take her to the store. And then once you take her to the store, she wants to ask you for money. And so she did it, and then she realized, oh, okay, what you're saying is true. And so she was afraid to tell me, well, your mama asked me for a ride to the store. She asked me for money, because she didn't want to hurt my feelings. But at the time, I was like 22. So I was like immune to it, because I'm like, this has been happening literally my whole life. But okay, I go back to the projects. So we lived in these projects, and my thing was, I had to take it, and I usually cried, or I just didn't say anything. And my sister's take on it, she's my older sister, she basically fought it. And so I'm not saying that I wasn't a crybaby. I was a big crybaby. Like, I haven't cried, like, sad cry, like, hurt my feelings cry, in like years, because I'm numb to it, and that's not a way to be. But I always tell everybody, like, when somebody's like, so-and-so's talking about you, the first thing I say, and it's not a defense mechanism, it's just as the truth. I always say, whatever they said, it might be true. And then they go, well, they said this, and this. Either I say, okay, well, that's true, or I go, well, that's not true. Well, what's the real thing? I'd rather not say, or I don't know what they're talking about. I don't think I cried when my so-called best friend and my ex-boyfriend lied on me. I really, and that was pretty serious. That was a serious situation where my ex-boyfriend lied, and like, I would swear on a stack of Bibles to this. I can tell Jesus to his face, Jesus, you know it was a lie. You know that what they said was a lie. That was not true. I am willing to march to whoever. Like, I still to this day am telling my truth. And I mean, I did not do anything with that guy. And I think he was mad because he knew that I never dated a black guy. We didn't date, for one. We never dated. Me and the dude, we never dated. He knew that I never dated a black guy, and I really was not. It really wasn't interesting to me to do it. Not because of his color. It's just, him personally, I never seen us being anything. And I'll tell y'all the story. Okay. So what happened was, I was on Plenty of Fish. And yeah, I think it was Plenty of Fish, because like, I was on a couple of them back then. So I was on Plenty of Fish, and so I was talking to this dude. It might have been MySpace. No, was it MySpace? It might have been MySpace. It was MySpace, yeah. Okay, so it wasn't Plenty of Fish. It was MySpace. And so we were sending messages back and forth to each other. Or he initial the conversation. And I'm still to this day, I'll be anybody's friend. And so when he messaged me, I messaged him back. I don't care to be your friend. I'm a very friendly person. And so he sent me a message, and I sent him one back, and he was saying, oh, well, you know, I work in Crossville, which I think it's like an hour and a half from Knoxville, if I'm not mistaken. And so he was like, I get off at 3. Can I come by your house? I'm like, yeah, sure. So he gets off at 3. He gets to my house probably about 3:30. So yeah, it's 3:30 in the morning. Now, like I say, I'm a very nice person. And at that time, my ex-boyfriend, he was my ex when this happened, and he is still my ex. He was mad because he knew I didn't want to be with him. But because he is from Washington State, he was sleeping on my couch, and I was like, you're going to have to get your own apartment, because I can't even realistically even talk on the phone without you listening. Because at the time I had a little minute, a track phone, you know, the minute phone. I had that, and then I had a home phone. And so I was like, I can't even talk on my house phone without you listening. And I can't get on my computer without you, because my TV, the only TV I had was in my bedroom. I was in a 1-bedroom apartment. And so my TV was in my bedroom, which I had digital cable. So I had cable, I had a phone. My computer was in my room, because I still do. I like playing The Sims. But at the time, you know, I had all the Sims on my computer. So I like watching TV and playing The Sims, you know, because my TV was like over here, my computer was right here. And so I couldn't even get on my computer, because he wants to look at everything that I'm doing on the computer. And his excuse was, oh, I want to watch TV. And then because he sees Because I'm not going to hide anything from you. Because one, it's none of your business who I'm talking to or what I'm doing on my computer. And two, even if it was your business, it's none of your business. So he got mad, but he didn't know that the dude was going to come. Now, yes, I know outside looking in, it looks bad that a guy is coming at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning, because that's typically booty call hours. Now, I told him he can come to my house, and it was 3:30. He came to my house. It was 3:30. We talked for like maybe 5 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes. Well, the ex-boyfriend is laying on the couch. I live in a 2-bedroom. I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. Now, how my apartment was set up, you come in the front door, you're immediately in the living room. Now, immediately, like if I close the only thing to separate and my room from the living room is a door. That's all. So you walk into my apartment, like here's the door. You walk to my apartment, you're in the living room. If you keep going straight, which is like maybe about 15 steps from the front door is my bedroom. So with my door open, I can look out my front door. I used to can look out my front door. So that's how small the apartment was. And so I shut the door because one, it's in his business what I'm talking about. So we talked for about 10-15 minutes. Well, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bed. So the dude lays down beside me. I lay down in my bed. That's all that happens. He's asleep. I'm asleep. He gets up the next morning and I get up to lock the door after him. We didn't hug. We didn't kiss. We didn't do nothing. Didn't even hold hands. He slept on one end of the bed. I slept on the other end of the bed. That's as far as that went. And I swear on my uterus. And if y'all know me, y'all know that I want to be pregnant. More than life itself. I want another child. Okay. So I swear on my uterus. That nothing happened. I didn't hold his hand. I didn't hug him. I didn't do anything sexual with him. I didn't even give him a kiss. Did nothing. Didn't even give him a glass of water. So we literally did nothing. Zero. Buckus. Nothing. But because my bedroom door was closed, he then comes up with a story saying that he heard us through the door, that we were sleeping together sexually, and that I then was talking about him coming to get me after he dropped his girlfriend off. Now, why would the ex-boyfriend knew me. So why would I be with a man that's cheating on his girlfriend? He knows that wasn't my personality. That wasn't me. But because he's jealous that I don't want to be with him, he makes it just lie. So he's saying that me and the guy agreed that when he drops off his girlfriend at work, that he was going to come and get me. We was going to go over to his apartment. Okay, why would I go over to your apartment when I have an apartment? This is my apartment. This is my place. I'm on the lease. The only one that's on the lease. So, if anything, I will make the ex-boyfriend leave. Because this is my place. Like, I don't live with anybody except myself. So, that right there don't make sense. Now, the problem that I have is I then get a message. I then get a call from, I guess it's his girlfriend. I don't know who she is, but this girl calls me and she's talking about she wants to kill me because I'm sleeping with her man and I'm driving around in his car or driving around in her car while she's at work, and that I'm sleeping with him sexually in her apartment. I'm like, I'm not sleeping with anybody. First, it ain't none of your business. I didn't say that, but anyhow, I was like, I'm not sleeping with anybody. So, I'm arguing with this girl. She's like, as soon as I find out where you live, I'm gonna come over and kill you. So I'm just like, whatever. I know who I slept with and who I didn't. Then she says the dude's name. I'm like, I didn't sleep with him. I was like, I didn't hold his hand. I didn't hug him. I did nothing with him. She's like, yes, you did. He told me. And then she's like, and blah, 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 said the story. And da-da-da-da, your best friend, which is a mutual friend. She knew the girl, and like, the girl that was the girlfriend and my friend were friends. And I thought my friend was my friend, but she took the word of the ex-boyfriend, and I don't know why, because she knows that that's not my thing. Like, I'm not gonna sleep around with everybody. I never dated or like being with a black guy. Not because of the color, it's just that's not my type. Anyhow, so she's telling the story. And so I then call her, and I'm like, why would you tell this girl that I slept with her boyfriend? One, the story that was told by everybody was that we slept together in my house. And then two, the second story was that I was riding around in this girl's car while she was at work. And the third one was I went up her house and I slept with this guy in her bed. Now, this was her apartment. This was not their apartment. It was her apartment. She was head of lease, only one on the lease. So this was her apartment. Okay. I never slept with him sexually. Never. As far as we went, was he slept on one end of the bed, I slept on the other end of the bed. That's as far. That is all. That is all. Now, second one. I don't even know what color her car was. I don't know if she still got the car. I still to this day, 2018, and this happened 2006. So I still never, I don't even know what the car looked like. I couldn't pick it out if I seen it today. I don't know what color the car is or what color the car was. I don't know what kind of car it was. I know nothing about the car because I did not see the car. And then the third one, I have no idea where this girl lived or anything. I couldn't tell her what color curtains she had. I never been in the girl's house. Literally, I met the guy. He left the next morning. I got up and locked the door while the ex-boyfriend was still asleep on the couch. I got up, I locked the door, I went back to bed. Okay. So all that is, I couldn't tell you anything about the girl's house or the car, and I never slept with the guy. So then she finds out that what I said was true. That I really did not sleep with the guy. Because her thing is everybody's not lying. Like, you're lying because you're the only one saying, but the guy is saying that I did. My best friend is saying that I did. My ex-boyfriend that was in the apartment saying that I did. Now, and then it was like some other people that was with the best friend saying that I did. And I'm like, okay, I don't know why all these people are lying on me. And I know if it's 10 people in the story and 1 out of the 10 is saying something, you typically believe the other 9 people. But in this particular case, I did not do anything. I swear, I swear, I swear. I swear, I swear, on top of a swear. Did not do anything with this guy. Nothing. No hug, no kiss, no nothing. 0 bupkis. Did nothing with this guy. So, she then finds out that he's been cheating on her. Duh. But not with me. That he told her, oh yeah, I only said that because I want to make you jealous. I want to let you know that I can be with other girls, that you're not my only option. Okay, well, you know how crazy she is. You know that you lied on me. And she's like, well, you should have told me the truth. Really? Like, now you're mad at me because I did tell you the truth and you didn't listen because 9 people was lying on me and I was the only one out of the 10 that was saying that I didn't. So now you're mad at me and you want to beat me up. You know what? You know where I live. You obviously got my phone number because you're calling me back. Like, I was in the phone book. You could look up my home number and get my address. So I wasn't hiding. Like, I wasn't ducking and dodging. But you want to now beat me up because you realize that I really didn't sleep with him, that I really never been in his car or your car, and I never been in your apartment, and that I really truly was telling the truth, and that my ex-boyfriend was lying on me because he was jealous. The friend lied on me because she went from what the ex-boyfriend said because he was in the apartment. So it's like, and then the dude that was in the story, he also said that I did, but I didn't. And I asked him, I was like, why would you tell your girlfriend or whoever this girl was, why would you lie and say that we slept together? He goes, I don't know. He's like, it was fun. Fun? Really? Okay. You have a very dark and twisted sense of humor. If you think lying, clocking somebody's miles, it's fun. That's all I'm saying. It's not fun. That's not fun. I would never lie on somebody's miles. That's what I call clocking. I would never lie on somebody's miles. Because at the end of the day, that's your personal body parts. And these are my personal body parts. And I'm not going to lie or tell on yours. So don't lie and tell on mine. Especially when you know that we never slept together. And you know the ex-boyfriend was jealous that you weren't there. So why would you go along with this? Like, I asked a friend later on, and she's like, I don't know. She's like, cause he was there, so I thought that he was telling the truth. It's like, okay, I've been knowing you, I guess at this time it's like 3 years. You've been knowing him for like 2.5 years. Because me and this girl, we went to school together. And I mean, it's old news now that she did that. But it still doesn't hurt any less. But the point I was making is, I grew up being bullied because of something that my mama did. And then once my sister had kids and things happened, I then became bullied because I was her sister. And then people was telling me what she did. And I'm getting death threats. because of something that she did. And I have no control. She's older than me. Like, we are both adults. I'm getting cussed out and everything because of things that my mama did. Now, when I say that I laugh I laugh with the person. Like, if bullying wise, when I was 18, like, I got back in touch with one of my friends that we went to middle school with, and one of the girls I went to high school with, or the girl I went to high school with. So I get back in touch with her. Well, she like going karaoke, and I know I can't sing, but I enjoy it. I love it. And I'm like Kat, Rambling Rambling Review K. If y'all don't know who K is, K, well, y'all go check out her channel. She's super funny, but I laugh at her because, like, anytime somebody says something, if a song pops in my head that has that word in it, I tend to sing it. So I laugh every time she does that, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm the exact same way. But singing, like, I like singing. I enjoyed myself. So we used to do karaoke every Saturday night, Sunday night. And we went to a bar. Now, yes, we were underage, but we were not drinking. And the guy that was doing the karaoke, because it was his own equipment, Lee, and it was his equipment, and he had a deal with the bar that as long as we don't drink, we are allowed to come to his karaoke. We're allowed to go to the bar, do karaoke. But it was like a little hole-in-the-wall bar. It was maybe 6 tables, and that was like really crowded. It was a small little tiny building. And but we used to go there, but of course it wasn't just us, because the bar would have made no money if it's like 8 underage kids and 1 or 2 4 adults. Because okay, I say that because it was like maybe 4 or 5 adults in our crowd, but the rest of us were, let's say, October. I'll just do October of 2003. October 2003. So at that time, see, I'll start with myself. No, I'll start with the couples. So it was Big Carrie, she was 18. And it was Chucky, he was 18. And then it was Little Carrie, which she was, October she turned 19. So Little Carrie was 19, just turned 19. And then her boyfriend, Drew, he was 22, 23. So he was one of the adults. And then it was Betty, which she was 18. Or she would have just turned 19, because her birthday is in July. So she would have just turned 19. But then her boyfriend, Steven, 18. And then his little brother was 16. But he got to get in because he lied about his age. So he came. And then, see, who else was in our group? Me, I was 18. I'm thinking I saw that was like in our immediate group. Besides V, she was her husband, Anthony. Anthony. Um, they were like 24, 25. So they were both adults. And then the guy that had the karaoke stuff, he was like maybe 30 something. I don't know. He might have been like 29, 30. Because, he was old. Not old. He was older than us. So, I'm thinking that was all the people that were in our immediate group. But, me telling that story was, they used, like, some of the situations that I was kind of in, on the outside looking in, it was like, you're stupid. Why would you do that? Like, why would you, like, be in a situation? But it never directly affected me. What I mean by that is, okay, the Little Hole in the Wall bar was particularly not friendly for other races. And it was probably about a good 6 to 8 regular guys that went there to drink. And they were in their 40s and 50s. And when they got drunk, their tongues got loose. And out of maybe the 20 people that was in that bar, I was the minority. They never said anything to me off the wall because the owner would have kicked them out. But some things were being said that was racially not okay, but there was 4 songs in a jukebox, which the owner, I don't know how you block songs in a jukebox, but she made sure that them 4 songs was not played around me because she didn't want it to hurt my feelings or to make me mad or whatever. It's her jukebox. I don't care. I could turn off my ears. But like I said, nothing racially was ever said to me, but racial things were said around me, including the people I was with. Now, I never laughed at the jokes. And Drew, which was Carrie's boyfriend at the time, he's like, that's not okay. He's like, even though y'all not saying, and like he said this, not like I heard him say it, but he didn't say it like, he wasn't saying it like just because he was around me. He's like, just because y'all are not saying it to her, y'all don't need to say it at all. So they did not say it around me anymore. So, there was jokes, like, themselves made fun. And the 2 people that knew me, because I went to school with little Carrie and Betty. All 3 of us went from middle school to high school together. Or, actually, little Carrie went to Fulton, I went to Central. Me and Betty went to Central. And then little Carrie went to Fulton. And then me, Carrie, and Betty, we all 3 went to Northwest Middle School. So we went to middle school together, and then me and Betty went to high school together, and Carrie went to Fulton, went to another high school. But so they knew me more than the other ones did. So it was like certain things that was said, like as a joke, like about me. Like, I laughed because it was true. Like, I did used to go to school with my hair looking a mess. And it was Betty that was saying it. Like, I love her to death. Like, and it wasn't a lie. It was true. And the thing was, I'm glad that your hair looks better because you used to go to school with your hair looking a mess. Yes, I did. And people used to get on to her saying, you don't need to say that. She's your friend. I'm like, no, it's true. If it's true, it's true. That's my truth. I did. I used to go to school with my hair looking a hot mess. But she never knew my home life. And she never asked. I never told her. She never asked, and so she don't know why I sometimes like went to school the way that I did. She don't know. She never asked. I never told her. And then little Carrie, I say little Carrie because we had two Carries in a group, and they both spell their name Kari. The big Carrie I met when I was about to turn 19, like 18. You know, I met her when I got back in touch with Betty. When I got back in touch with Betty, her and Betty were like best friends. And so that's how I met Big Carrie. And the rest of them. But what was I getting with? So little Carrie knew my home situation because her home situation was similar as mine. It's just not as, I can't say it's not as bad because I didn't live in her house. Her adults in her house, like, they like to have fun. But they will not mean drugs to other people. I spent the night with Carrie once, and her mama came upstairs and she's like, do you need anything? And she's like, I'm about to go to the store and pick up some stuff. And so Carrie's like, yeah. She's like, and she's like, I'm on my last cigarette, and she's like, yeah, get some pops and some pops and chips. And her mom's like, okay. And her mom's like, well, do you need anything? And I'm like, no, because like I'm like sitting here shocked because at this time we were underage, and I'm like, did she just tell her mama she was on her last cigarette? That ain't none of my business. And so I was like, no, because I'm shocked because she was allowed to cuss around her mama. She didn't, for respect for her mama, but she was allowed to. She was allowed to smoke in front of her mama. She was allowed to have adult beverages, not too extreme, around her mama. She didn't, for respect for her mama. And so, her mama was never in her room, so she smoked in her room. She wasn't hiding it from her mama. She wasn't. And so, like, to me, her mama was the cool mom because she got to do that. But I didn't want to do it because I never wanted to smoke. Stupid. But I tried. Like, I dated this one guy, which we had no business dating. We dated because it was nothing else to do. Like, we were friends. We talked literally for 2 years. 2 years as friends. He never overstepped the boundaries. I never wanted to date him. And then we were both single. And then he was like, okay, well, why not? Why not? And so we did. And we shouldn't have dated. And we broke up, and I felt like it was a mutual breakup. You know, my reasoning, I could say my reasoning was he lived an hour from me. He was not willing to move where I was, and I definitely was not willing to move where he was. because to me he lived in the sticks. And we walked to the store one day, one night. Had no business walking to the store. Had no business walking to the store. And I told Gary this story, and actually we walked to the store twice. Yeah, because the first time we walked with his dog. I loved his dog. This is the first time I ever seen a pit bull, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love pit bulls. Now, I didn't know if they had blue pits, and I'm like, I want a blue pit once I seen it, because that's what he was going to get. Because he had a pit bull. I miss that dog. I really do. Like, I miss the dog more than I missed him. And I, like, he had the dog from, like, when the dog was a baby, but like, as soon as I seen that dog, I was like, no, that's my dog now. Like, that's my baby. Cause I love that dog. Big waterhead, thick head dog. He was getting old. Not old, like, old. Like, I didn't know that pit bulls can't smell in the rain. Or that particular pit bull can smell in the rain. Now, what I mean by that is it rained one day, and I went out to feed the dog, and the dog growled at me, and I'm like, Kane, baby, it's me, it's mama. That's what I said to the dog. And he kind of backed up, but then he couldn't smell me, like smell my scent. So then he started growling again. I'm like, Kane, it's mama, stop. And he stopped, and he backed up, and then he started growling again. So then I went back in the house, and I was like, look, he won't let me feed him. He keeps growling at me. And the stupid idiot was like, you should have slapped him. No, I'm not going to slap your dog. And then he tells me, oh, it's because he couldn't smell you because it's raining. Pit bulls can't smell in the rain. And so I was like, okay. Next morning, he came in, and he immediately came and laid on me, licking on me, because he could smell me. And so, like, I didn't take it, like, at first, I took it a little hard, because I'm like, oh my gosh, my baby hates me. But then, once he came in the house the next day, it was like nothing ever happened. And, so yeah. That's what happened. But, so I wasn't willing to move where he moved, and he wasn't willing to move where I moved. So, to me, we broke up, because we shouldn't have never dated. We wasn't supposed to date. How we how we very first got acquainted, me and this ex-boyfriend, was, I was over my sister's house. Not my sister, not my older sister, my younger sister. I was over her house, and we were actually getting ready for her mama's wedding. Because her mom was going to get married the next morning. Well, that date actually didn't happen, but she did eventually get married to the sleazeball. I miss Mom every day. I called her Mom. So I was over at her house, and this ex-boyfriend called, and at the time I knew nothing about him, except that she went to see him, and she came back with bruises on her arms, and she wouldn't tell us how she got bruises on her arms. She eventually told us, and I cussed him out. But anyhow, so she comes back, and she has bruises on her arms. So and so that's all I know, is that this particular guy, that she went up his house, came back with bruises. But, like, I was talking to my sister in the background, and then he's like, well, let me talk to her. Talking about me, because, like, I'm like, oh, is that the, da-da-da, and so she's like, it's not important, I'm like, no, Mom, is it? And she's just like, it's not important. And it's still, like, she didn't tell us until, like, maybe 6 months later of what happened. Because all I know is, because, like, I was going to get on the phone, I was going to ask him what happened. Why did she come back with bruises on her arm? And so she never told us until, like, 6 months later. 6 months after she got married, that is. So, I get on the phone with him because I'm wanting to like lay into him, but she wouldn't let me. And so, like he he was like, "Well, what's your name?" And I was like, "It don't matter what my name is." He goes, "What's your name?" And so I told him my name. He goes, you know, one day, it's like one day we're going to, dirty word, and I was just like, "No, I'm not, dude. Like, come on now. Like, you used to date my mom. I like would never, never say never, but, like, so we talked literally that night. I'm just like, dude, whatever. You're gross. No, you dated my mom and all that." And then that was like October. And then I got on City Personals, which was a phone dance thing. And this guy this guy, you know, chimed in and all that. Because my handle, I don't think it's called a handle, but my thing was that I'm a plus size black female looking for a plus size white male. That was my thing. I don't remember what else. Like that's what I always say. So I don't know what else I said, but that's pretty much my generic outgoing thing. So then I get a message from this guy. And so me and this guy, we're talking. You know, this was on one of my breaks, and he was on one of his breaks, and so that was, so 04, maybe 03, end of 03, or no, this was beginning of 04, because this was January, and, so we talk, just friends. He gets a girlfriend, I get back with my ex, and we didn't talk for like a month. Then we start talking again, like just talking, like literally just talking. No, not talking about meeting up, not talking about like getting together or nothing. And so we basically talked for 2 years. And then probably about 15 months into us talking, is when I realized, like, he realized who I was and I realized who he was. But by this time, we built a friendship, but I still cussed him out, and because like by this time I know what happened, and I'm not knowing that the dude I talked to, that my friend, is the guy. So I'm not, because in my head I'm not connecting the names, is who they are. And so, because like when I talked to him that night before her wedding, before the first date, she didn't get married on that next day, but the first date, I don't remember that I talked to this guy. This is what the guy's name is. She's now married. We don't talk about him. He doesn't exist. And so then when I realized who he was and he realized who I was, I then asked him, I'm like, what happened to my mama's arms? Or to my mom's arms? And he's like, no. He's like, I didn't do it. He's like, I swear. I'm like, well, I know a story, and I'm giving you the chance to tell me your side of the story. And so then he tells me, and he actually tells the truth, because I'm like, I know what she said happened, and I want you to tell me what happens. Then he ends up telling me what happened, and I cussed him out about it. I did. I really did. And of course, I'm like, you need to call her and you need to apologize to her. You need to really apologize to her, because you don't do that. Now, like I said, we talked for 2 years, almost 2 years and a half. And so, we were friends. And so I knew him inside and out because we talked. And I had to talk him from a ledge a couple of times. And I had to tell him, look, you know what you did was wrong. Why do you keep messing with this girl? Or why do you keep, like, why are you letting your temper get out of control to where you are doing criminal things to these females? And why are you drinking to the point that you know that you cannot hold your temper? Now, with that said, it's really weird because people still to this day, like his ex-girlfriends, the new girlfriends and all that, they still to this day message me and ask me how did I do it. And I'm like, how did I do what? And they're like, when you dated him, when y'all were dating, how did you prevent him from hitting you? I'm like, he's never even yelled at me. He's never hit me. And he's never yelled at me. I'm like, I didn't do anything that I don't normally do. I don't know. I don't know why. I was the exception. I'm glad I was. Maybe because he knew I had a crazy mama. I don't know. But
the seasons like the same guys.
Huh?
The Kingans like the same guys in the church.
Who is?
The Kingans.
I don't know who you're talking about.
The church.
What about the church?
They got from the Kingans. And then we just heard a song of it.
Okay, I have to ask Daddy because I don't know who that is. What do you want?
You're making a little vlog.
Yeah. You see it got loud because they're back. But yeah, so I don't know how it happened. I don't know how I was the exception. But this came from one end to the other. Talking about the morning show, how I think dude not should have gotten over it, not should have left it itself. It's just I would have laughed at the picture myself, and I would have been laughing at the jokes, even if it did hurt my feelings. That's how yeah, the book. Oh, you got straws. Yay. Go put them in your drawer. Go put it in your drawer. Here.
You might be needing one.
Cardi.
Huh?
I said Cardi. Thank you. Just put it down.
No, she meant in the kitchen drawer. Go in there and put them all in one.
I don't know
Coffee pot.
who signed me up
Teapot.
for that magazine that I got at Cosmetology.
Oh, right.
Cardi.
Oh no, did we forget them?
The what? Where's this from, Gary?
Huh?
Netspin.
It's a prepaid debit card.
Oh, ooh,
Prepaid card.
Frescas.
Fantas.
Fantas.
And we
You said
bought
Fresca?
you.
Yeah.
And we bought your favorite tea.
I know. Van gave it to me
They were
already.
new, so I thought, well, let's check them out.
Where did you put them?
Love
You'll get
Arizona.
them when we leave.
I love
This
these
is my favorite drink.
blueberries.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's berry.
Berries.
It's my favorite.
Berries.
Like if I go to the store, pick anything, it's always green tea. I love green tea flavors. My favorite drink, and okay, that's what you're saying, honey. At Sonic used to be, because they stopped selling it, the green tea with diet green tea with mint, but they Kim's out his phone. But they stopped selling the mint. But anyways, I'm gonna let y'all go because now the girls are back, and you know how it gets loud. anyways, hopefully y'all like and subscribe.
Kick to the bell.
Yeah, and put the notification on. That's what she's saying. Anyhow, what was she talking about at the church and the
Oh,
What I got here.
the staple. They asked if Jesus lived there. I said, yeah.
It's not like she said the king can.
Huh?
Tell Daddy what you told me.
I told Mommy
There was
that
music playing that sounded a lot like the music when the Roman soldiers came in and Caesar Augustus when they played them over there.
the other thing was like up high of the sky, and it was the cross.
Yeah.
And I saw it on my side.
Did you see
I
what
saw
I
it.
said?
She saw it.
But she said the kingdom.
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 The kingdom of God.
Oh, okay.
But in her head, there'll be a kingdom for daddies and a kingdom for girls.
Get your lips off.
And can't get on the kiss.
Okay, but you don't give nobody kisses.
No, that wouldn't work.
They like
That's the one that
kisses.
I just replaced.
No.
That one's already
I don't like kisses.
Yes.
I
This is
don't.
the one that's
Yes.
old.
No.
Yes.
Old and decrepit and ready to throw out.
Anyways, I'm gonna let y'all go. Cause y'all know.